Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you? It is our second lecture related to the thermodynamics. Very important property which is used in thermodynamics as well as in thermochemistry. That's the heat. What is the heat? Heat is the form of energy that is transferred between the systems or object due to temperature difference. Basically, temperature is the measurement of the qualitative measurement of the heat. Basically, due to the temperature difference, heat is the form of energy which transfer from the hotter system or hotter object to the cold ones. In the thermodynamics and thermochemistry, heat is not stored is in the form of quantity like internal energy. Internal energy is stored in the form of quantity, but process dependent energy exchange, often denoted by Q. Heat, most of process heat is denoted by Q, small letter Q. Basically, most of you this letter Q. But in thermodynamics, what is the nature of heat? What is the nature of heat in the thermochemistry? We will see in both aspects. Basically, heat in the form of thermodynamics is the transfer of energy due to the temperature due to the temperature difference we have already discussed. Basically, heat is the path function. Its meaning, it is the depend upon the its value depend upon the process path. There are the two things. One thing is the path function, second one is the state functions. If we apply some condition on the heat, it becomes the state function. For example, enthalpy, for example, internal energy. If we provide the heat to the system at constant pressure, it becomes the enthalpy, it becomes the state function. When we heat provide to the system at constant volume, it becomes the internal energy. That's a change in internal energy. It's state functions. Itself Q is not a state function. Whereas heat is used in first law of thermodynamics. For example, first law of thermodynamics statements: change in internal energy is the sum of the heat and work. Work and heat both are not a state function, but change in internal energy is the state function. If we apply some conditions on the heat and work, it then become state functions. What are the types of the heat transfer? Heat transfer via conduction, via convection, via radiations. Heat transfer via conduction is due to molecular collisions. Heat transfer via convection is due to the energy transfer via bulk movement of fluids, liquids and gases, both are in the same meanings, fluids. Radiations are if energy is transferred through the electromagnetic waves, that is known, this energy or this form of heat is known as radiations. Basically, heat is measured in joule. SI unit of heat is joule, and 4.18 joule is equal to 1 calorie. Heat is also used in the chemistry in the form of specific heat capacity, that is represented by C, specific heat capacity. And it is used to heat, it is the amount of heat, amount of energy which is required to raise the temperature up to the 1 unit of 1 gram of the mass. Okay, specific heat capacity. Sign of conventions: heat, if it is positive, Q is greater than 0, heat is removed or released. Represented in the negative forms. Q is negative, less, or in other words, is negative, less than 0. Now, this heat, if used in thermochemistry, most are used in calculations of heat of formation, heat of atomization, heat of neutralization. In that form, this heat is known as enthalpy. Enthalpy basically is the state function. If we apply some condition on this heat, for example, heat provided to the system at constant pressure, at this constant pressure, this heat is also is known as enthalpy. Enthalpy is the state function, and most of this word again and again and again used in thermochemistry so many times, so many places in thermochemistry. Basically, heat enthalpy is the sum of internal energy, and PV. PV is the work done in the other form of work done. PV, P del V. P del V is the state function. Del V, del U is the state function. Enthalpy is the state function in the form of enthalpy at constant pressure, in the form of at the constant volume is the change in internal energy. Exothermic, in the form of exothermic, then change in enthalpy is negative. If heat is absorbed, that's a change in enthalpy is positive. Okay, in the form of calorimetric calculation, in the calorimetric calculation, heat change in the reaction are measured using calorimeter. For example, bomb calorimeter, copper calorimeter, glass calorimeter. Heat is related to the internal energy. This means if heat provided to the system at constant pressure, that's the enthalpy change. If heat provided to the system at constant volume, that is the change in internal energy. Hope so you have got all the points related to the heat. What is the meaning of heat in thermochemistry? What is the meaning of heat in thermodynamics? What is the basic difference between the thermochemistry heat and thermodynamics heat? In mostly thermodynamics, most word Q is used for the heat, and thermochemistry, mostly word enthalpy is used for this heat. Okay, hope so you got all my points related to the heat. We will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.